if we would call the first lesson anything, I thought it would be posture, and in this second lesson I think we're going to talk about pivot. Maybe just try a couple of slow ones to see how it's even physically possible to contact the ball. So the feel that we're going for is it's going to feel like this,
Okay.
as opposed to that.
Okay.
So it's kind of more this. You're not going to get there, but that's the feel I would imagine here versus there.
Okay, that's actually a helpful visualization. All right.
Feel like your chest turn drives your arms, like your arms are kind of passive. Yes. So what I want to do is to have you hit a handful of shots like this, where we're just going to rehearse the finish position.
Okay.
So we're going to get to this position where you can see both butt cheeks in the middle of your back. This is sort of an exaggerated finish position. I want you to start there and then return there. This is just a very shortened swing. We're just going to go bop, bop. Feeling the exaggerated impact position where we can see the middle of your spine. Okay. Better. There you go.
That?
Ridiculous, right? Feels insane. Okay, now start there and then just chip. The idea is to feel very cleared and then recreate that intuitively. Yes, that's an aha moment. All right, let's see what a trap looks like. Really exaggerate, shoulders even more. There you go. Kind of get it. Yes, so sweet. And so we're trying to get to a position where when this club is, hold on to it for me as I bring you back. When the club is parallel, you kind of want it here. You do a good job of having a passive club face where if you really want to get technical with it, this angle here matches your spine angle halfway back. That's not something you have to think about, but you're doing a good job back home of keeping it there. What this cone is helping you get to is a position more like this, when in some previous videos halfway back, we were already like here.
Oh, really?
So when we get back in here, that's when the club goes across the line here, and then we got to go back down and around that way. So the theory that we're working with, hang on to it one more time if you don't mind. The theory is we're trying to just get from A to back down to B more simply. So if we can go out here, break here, then we can just come back down to the ball. We don't ever get as across the line at the top. Nice, Nate. That's kind of the next chapter that I wanted to work on with you, is creating some separation between your hips and your shoulders. And the way you're going to do that is by pivoting a little bit differently. So we got the impact position, we got the cone in there to try to work on the takeaway. If we want to try to get to the pivot's going to start with that mentality. The left knee covers the left toe.
But yeah, I totally get that. But my hard part is that sorry, this has just been a historical issue for me. Because I always feel like if I gotta get my arms out there, then I start and my chest doesn't, and then I separate, and then I'm kind of catching up.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Or if I go with my chest, you know, it's naturally gonna come into here. So I guess I gotta do kind of half and half is what I gotta do. Is that the right way?
I think the way that you're going to be able to create that separation is going to be on your pivot.
Okay.
So I think the aha moment will come when you can feel this move. Just focus on that. And what that allows you to do is to pivot there with, see how my arms and torso kind of move together?
Okay, so there it is, yes. So that pivots what, because I'm not pivoting because I'm just twisting.
Yeah, so you don't have a separate, your hips and your shoulders essentially do the same thing.
Right. Okay,
So
that's why I can't
what
do
we're
that.
going to do is create a little bit of a separation between your hips and your shoulders. And the way that you're going to feel that is by going like that.
Okay.
So on the swing,
That helps.
on the swing, it's going to go boom. And what that allows you to do is the upper body and the arms move in sync there.
Yeah.
So from another angle there.
Okay.
So
that
the
makes more
arms
sense.
move with the chest. So
Yeah,
I'm here.
Because I guess that's where I just don't pivot, because I separate, because the only way to do that is to separate my arms from my chest. Okay, let me just, can I try that first?
Yeah, for sure. See if that little visual of doing this helps.
Because I've always struggled with, okay, so my arms gotta get separate, so I just go like this, and then.
Yeah, so when I'm seeing that, I see your hips are super passive
Right.
in that situation. So I want you to completely flip the script. I want you to feel very active pivot in your hips, and that's going to allow your body.
How much do you hold here? How much do you hold back so that you don't like get like that?
Good question. I don't know. I would say that would be the feel that I would have you start with. As a brand new pivoter, I would just want you to feel like you figure out how that left knee goes down to your left toe. That would be the first part of the puzzle.
Let me just try.
Maybe don't even hit for a couple.
Okay.
Try to figure out how that left knee can go down to your left. Nope.
No.
So your knee went like this.
Oh, okay.
Instead of that.
Oh, out on my toes.
Yep. Your left knee wants to go towards your left toe.
Okay, gotcha. That's different. That didn't really
That's all right. It's like a learning. Nope, not quite. That's all right.
Is that any better?
I actually love that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The big difference between what we're trying to do and what was happening before is, so we talked about this left knee going down towards that left toe, and that kind of like anchors that left side a little bit instead of letting it fly back this way a little bit. We're kind of anchored there, if that makes any sense.
What's your weight distribution now when you do that?
When I start out, I got a little bit more on my left side. When I get to the top of the swing, it's almost all here on the inside of this foot, and then at impact, I got almost all of it back to the other side.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to do by anchoring this side is creating more of an angle like this with your shoulders. That's that shoulder down feeling that was so foreign. And if you're able to anchor that left side by having your left knee go there as this right knee goes back, it's kind of a coil.
Okay.
And you can kind of see how your arms and your shoulders move together. They're in the same relation. There's no like flail.
Yeah, that's where I've always been so disconnected.
It should feel one piece.
Yeah.
Start with like 60 on your left side at the top of the swing. We've got 90 on this side. At the bottom of the arc, we got all our weight back on our left side. That's how you use the ground and create some speed. Nice. Does it make any sense how that kind of correlates?
Oh no.
How that going down kind of allows your left shoulder to go down?
Well, it explains it, because everybody always says this one piece takeaway, but this is where I've always, if you do that, like literally, if I sit here and I turn my shoulders, well, that's where it's gonna go. And everyone's like, oh, you can't take it inside.
Yeah.
Well, how the
Let me
hell
get
am I
this
supposed to
angle
turn my
here.
shoulders otherwise? Or they're like, take your arms out here, then I've totally lost any connection to my thing, and the next thing I'm up here, and then I gotta reconnect and all that kind of crap. And that's where I've struggled with my entire life. Yeah.
So show me the pivot, what it feels like to you to do without hitting anything, just because I saw passive hips before,
Yeah.
and
So
now
the
I want to
pivot
see kind of a
me
coil.
enables me to
There you go.
actually get
Yes,
the
hold
club
that
as one
position,
piece.
hold that position.
Yeah.
I love it. Cool.
Yeah.
And the shoulder kind of turns itself.
Yeah.
Nice.
when I first started my game, I was like, oh, I got to turn my hips, and so I would turn back here, and then I would be here, and then I would come chop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, so I got to resist my hips. I couldn't figure it out. You know, there's so much bad advice out there where you just get wrong in terms of it. And now you've kind of finally given me a real sense. Amazing how much I've been pursuing the wrong thing.
Nice.
That one felt good.
Pivot, pivot. Oh, oh, sweet.
That felt good. That felt smooth.
Oh wow, the ball was
I know,
moving,
the ball was
folks,
moving.
and he
I was like,
still
"Oh,
hit it.
We're not going back.
My
I gotta
goodness, hockey player through and through.
I gotta get it. A little fat, but I
That's
felt
all right.
good contact.
Your weight is really more progressing to your front foot too. One of the things we saw in early video was that at impact, we were almost kind of flat-footed, and then you would kind of fake the finish position to like look right on camera. But now that we've got sort of the momentum of the swing carrying you forward, that foot is already coming up well before impact, which is something that you see almost everybody doing on TV these days. See if we can really feel like
Over the big
this hip, the right hip goes up and back,
Okay.
and the left hip goes down and forward.
Down.
So it's going to kind of create this situation.
Down and forth.
And then that gets our shoulder here,
Okay.
as opposed to when we were swinging earlier with passive hips, our shoulder's here.
Okay.
When we really dig into the ground, we get down to that position naturally.
Okay.
And that allows you to go here. That way you can go bam, back around the other way. Did you ever play racquetball?
Squash. Yeah.
Okay,
Same
so
way.
in squash, I would assume it's similar. So when you want to go for like a kill shot, you get down like
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Exactly.
That's almost like the perfect golf. I call that kata, because you're just totally cleared out and you're in this awesome impact position. That's kind of what I'm drilling you on beforehand.
Okay.
Is I'm asking you, hey Nate, try to feel this
Okay.
at impact. And again, that's going to kind of happen when some other good things happen early, but it's good to be aware of that feel when you
what
play
I'm aiming
squash and you just bury one.
Yeah. What I'm aiming for.
Balls of your feet. Feel that left knee go down towards that toe. Pivot, pivot. Cool. I don't like the ball position. It's not far enough forward.
Not far enough forward. Wow, that far forward.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like
going to feel bizarre.
Now, what do you do? Do you hold your hands out like this?
No,
Hold
just
like
have
this?
them there. Just
Like
have them hang.
Okay. Hang.
Now feel that left knee go down. Oh, when you start putting the club on the ball, it's going to be boot.